And a good evening there, everybody. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all my lovely viewers for being with me here tonight. We've got a lot to talk about here in about the next 20 minutes to a half hour or so. If you have any questions, comments during the show, please drop me a line. The Olympic Games were very successful for two people, but there's one person in particular I do want to focus on. And in the world of Major League Baseball, after the trade deadline, noise was made like you wouldn't believe. All of that and more tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the show. We have a lot to talk about here. In the world of the Olympics, I'm going to give a quick report on that. The United States is dominating in the medal count, despite the fact that the Chinese have dominated in the gold medal department. As it stands right now, the United States has 59 medals total, and China has 51 total. Caleb Dresser's brilliance in the pool was mortified with 2 or 3 gold medals. Unbelievable for him. Lydia Jacoby, a young 17-year-old girl, taking a gold medal herself, and Katie Ledecky certifying her legacy. But let me ask you this. Do you think Katie Ledecky could be the next female Michael Phelps, or do you think she's already there now? In my opinion, yes. But also, too, in the world of golf today, before I forget, Xander Schauffele won gold in the golf competition. The track and field competition has already started, and the United States is doing very well with a couple of golds and a couple of silvers along the way. And I'm going to come back to the Olympics a little later on in the show, because I want to talk about something else. There's something that needs to be addressed, and that is Simone Biles. That will be later. But first, we need to get to the world of Major League Baseball. As many of you know, as all of you know, the trade deadline came and gone. But the Chicago Cubs and their fire sale produced a lot of miracles and a lot of winners. Chris Bryant, in the final minutes of the trade deadline on Friday, the San Francisco Giants went out and got him. Chris Bryant made his debut today. He went 1 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, and a strikeout in his Giants debut. The Giants took 2 of 3 from the Houston Astros, and I'll get to that here in a few minutes. So stay tuned. The New York Yankees swept the Miami Marlins this weekend. The Yankees' first sweep since mid-June. Anthony Rizzo, a former Cub, went to the Yankees. For the series, he went 5 for 11 with 5 runs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks. 2 home runs in his Yankee debut this weekend. How big is that? And Javier Baez, he went 1 for 12. Ugh. But he did have a home run, 2 RBIs, but he did strike out twice. This is the first time since 1900, 3 former teammates had home runs for their new ball clubs in their debut. What a debut weekend for Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez. And you're finding out why these 3 teams, the Giants, the Yankees, and the Mets, may become the teams to beat all of a sudden. And I'll get to that. And I'm going to address all of that here tonight. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to go ahead and get started, but I do want to talk about one series that I know is going to shock everybody. You're thinking, Scott, why in the world are you talking about this one? It's the Chicago White Sox. They took 2 of 3 from the Cleveland Indians. And you're thinking, why am I talking about this series? Well, it's very simple. It's because the White Sox had some big games. They had some big battles this weekend. Let's think about it. The White Sox did take 2 of 3. But I want you to listen to some of these numbers for the White Sox. First, I'm going to start out with Tim Anderson. He was 3 for 14 with a run, a double, an RBI, but he struck out once. Jose Abreu, he got drilled on Friday, started a benches clearing incident. He was only 1 for 10 with 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Jan Moncada, 3 for 14, 2 runs, a home run, an RBI, and 6 Ks. There were some struggles for the White Sox, but there's 2 other players of interest, and I'll get to those here in a second. But for the Cleveland Indians, real quick, Ahmad Rosario, he was 5 for 11, 4 runs. He had 4 doubles in the series, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and only struck out once. Give him some love. Those were for the 4 doubles. Ramel Reyes, he was 5 for 13 with 2 runs, a double, a home run, 4 RBIs, and 4 strikeouts. Those are for the 4 RBIs. And Miles Straw came over from the Houston Astros. He may not have done much, but he was 2 for 8 with 2 runs, a home run, and an RBI. So, let's give him a little bit of love. But as for the series as a whole, we had 2 new players. We had one new White Sox that came over from the north side. Craig Kimbrell came over from the trade from the Cubs, and he went to the south side to play for the White Sox. And let me tell you something. Kimbrell was good, but not spectacular. On Saturday, he pitched an inning and struck out 1. On Sunday, in the deciding game, he pitched an inning and struck out 1. Liam Hendricks over the weekend. He pitched an inning, struck out 2 on Friday, recorded his 26th save of the season. And then on Sunday, Hendricks pitched an inning, gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. Now you're thinking it's going to be Kimbrell and Hendricks that I'm talking about? No. There's 2 others that I want to talk about. Brian Goodwin, the man of the hour on Sunday. He hit a walk-off home run. He came over from the Pittsburgh Pirates in a trade. Brian Goodwin for the series. He was 3 for 9 with 5 runs, 2 home runs. That includes the walk-off on Sunday. 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. So, but Goodwin came over in a trade. And did you guys see the end of that game? After Goodwin hit the walk-off, he did his own Jose Bautista backflip and flipped the bat so up in the air. The Indians have to play the White Sox again at Progressive Field. I don't think the Indians are going to forget that too much. They're not going to forget. But there's someone else that deserves some love. His name is Selby Zavella. He's only played 14 games all season. But in a 3-game set against the Indians, you'll be impressed with this. He was 4 for 9, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. So, for the home runs, let's give him some love.
House of pleasure, house of pleasure, house of pleasure.
House of Pleasure was for the 3 home runs, and the hallelujahs were for the 6 RBIs. Well done by these 2 players of special interest. As for the Cleveland Indians, they're being the Indians and playing 500 baseball right now. The Indians just had a fire sale. They had a fire sale of their own. And everybody's blaming the Dolan family for the struggles of the Indians. And that could be the truth. I know what's going on in Cleveland because I'm a Cleveland guy. And by the way, the Indians changing their name to the Guardians next season? Are you kidding me? There are people in Cleveland screaming about that. And I'm one of them. Bottom line. I know it's rare that I talk about Cleveland. But in a series which as crazy as this, now I know the White Sox have a 9-game lead into the division over Cleveland. I'm not going to deny it. Let's see. Friday night, Abreu gets drilled, the bench is cleared. On Saturday, we have a home run derby, a 12-11 win by Cleveland. And then on Sunday, we get ourselves a pitcher's duel where it takes a walk-off for the White Sox to win it. You tell me, is that crazy or what? And that's the bottom line. All right, let's move on. The San Francisco Giants take 2 of 3 from the Houston Astros. And this is a huge one. Now, you already know about Chris Bryant today. Now, Bryant made his debut today, so there's not much to talk about with him. I grant you. Now, I know he hit a home run. Yes, I'm not going to deny it. Now, for the series, Mike Yastrzemski, he was 4 for 13, 3 runs, 2 doubles, a home run, an RBI, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. So,
House of Pleasure. House of Pleasure.
the House of Pleasure was for the 2 doubles. The House of Pain was for the walk. I should have been a little bit more specific with that. Buster Posey, he only played 2 games in the series, but he was 3 for 7 with 3 runs, a double, an RBI, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Brandon Crawford, he was 5 for 13 with 2 runs, a double, 3 RBIs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Now, that was the Giants side. Here's the Houston side. Michael Brantley, he was 4 for 10 for the series with 4 runs and a walk. I'll give him some love. Many people think he doesn't deserve it, but I think he does. Yuli Gurriel, he played .500 ball in this series. He was 6 for 13, 2 runs, a double, a home run, 4 RBIs, and 2 walks.
House of Pleasure. House of Pleasure.
Give him some love. Jose Altuve, 4 for 15 with 4 runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and a walk. What can I say? The Giants taking 2 of 3 from the Astros has really made things very, very interesting. And also, too, what has gotten more interesting now is the wild card race and the battle into each division. It's not a run. There's a few divisions that it's not a runaway. And I'm going to go ahead and get to the division battles. But there's a few other things that I'm going to talk about too. Let's see. If the playoffs were to start today, the Rays, the White Sox, and the Astros would be champions of the American League. In the AL East race right now, the Tampa Bay Rays, as a result of sweeping the Red Sox, they now have a 1.5 game lead over the Boston Red Sox. Think about that. In the American League Central, the White Sox, Cleveland is going in the wrong direction. You don't need it. I'm not going to go any further about that. The Houston Astros own a 4.5 game lead over the Oakland A's. And if the playoffs were to start today and the wild card games were to be today, it would be the Boston Red Sox and the Oakland A's facing off in the American League wild card game to see who gets to go to the playoffs. And as the wild card picture looks right now, the Red Sox would have the first wild card. Oakland would have the second one. And then you had the New York Yankees, 2.5 games back. The Blue Jays and the Mariners, 3.5 back. So, going down the stretch, it's not going to be over anytime soon. The Rays have a long way to go. The Red Sox and the Yankees still have yet to play each other. The Seattle Mariners, on the other hand, are going in the wrong direction. And the Oakland A's took 2-3 from the LA Angels. Keep that in mind, going down the stretch. We hit the month of August, where it's going to get hot. And there's going to be more fireworks than the 4th of July and then red, white, and boom in Columbus. It's not over yet. And as far as the National League picture goes, The New York Mets are in first place in the NL East. They're 3.5 games in front of the Phillies and 4 in front of the Braves. The Braves picked up a couple of guys during the trade deadline to fill the void with the Ronald Acuna Jr. injury. In the National League Central, the Milwaukee Brewers, despite the poor batting average, they have a 7-game lead over the Cincinnati Reds and 9.5 over the St. Louis Cardinals. In the National League West, the San Francisco Giants, the best record in all of baseball, they have a 3-game lead over the Dodgers and 6.5 over the Padres. Now, keep this in mind. If the playoffs were to start today, it would be the Dodgers and the Padres in the wild card game. That is something to think about. But, however, you have the Cincinnati Reds. They're still 4 games back of the second wild card. They could still catch them. The St. Louis Cardinals, if they can get some wins, they're going to be right in the thick of it. It's not over yet. It ain't over yet by a long shot. And that's the truth of the matter. But going back to the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays getting huge momentum after sweeping Boston in Tampa Bay. That was huge. The Oakland A's taking 2-3 from the Angels, and the Giants getting some help, giving them some help a little bit. That can mean a lot too going down the stretch. And with the New York Yankees picking up Anthony Rizzo from the Chicago Cubs and Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers, that means the Yankees are going to get stronger. They can make some noise. They're not down and out. A lot of people had them down and out earlier in the year with all their injury problems and all the COVID-19 garbage they've been hitting. All of a sudden now, the New York Yankees are right back in it. Look out for them. The Toronto Blue Jays, on the other hand, they're struggling. And the Seattle Mariners, they haven't done much at all. That's the thing. That's a lot of things to think about. We're going down the stretch. It's not over yet. And as far as the National League picture goes, the Mets, I think they may be in a better position than everybody realizes. Now, the Nationals play the Phillies tomorrow night on Monday Night Baseball on ESPN. The Cardinals face the Braves in a huge matchup this week. The Braves and the Cardinals are still trying to get positioning for the wild card. If the Cardinals can get a sweep, that would be a big help. And remember, too, next Sunday Night Baseball, it's on ABC. Sunday Night Baseball will be on ABC this week due to the Hall of Fame enshrinement on ESPN. The White Sox play the Cubs in a battle of Chicago. I got the White Sox getting a 3-game sweep and proving why they are the best in the American League. Now, I grant you the Astros and the White Sox, and all of a sudden the Tampa Bay Rays may be a team to beat. The battle for the best record in the American League is just going to heat up. Look out down the stretch, because the bottom line is this: we're hitting August, and we really need to start thinking about the playoff picture, everybody. We really do. I will have periodic updates throughout the week. And that's the truth of the matter. And that's the bottom line. As many of you know, we've not had much motor racing action due to the Olympic Games. But NASCAR will be back next weekend at Watkins Glen. And I'm looking forward to it. A Watkins Glen road race, which got scratched last year due to COVID-19. And the Indy cars will be back in Nashville for a Nashville street race. The Grand Ole Opry may be turned into a road course, if you get my drift. I'm looking forward to the weekend. We haven't had any motor racing action in the last 2 weeks because of the Olympic Games. But I'll tell you what, I have enjoyed the Olympic Games more this time around. I haven't been able to watch much of it because of my work schedule, I grant you. But when I get the updates, what can I say? I do the best that I can. The track and field competition started today. Swimming is basically over with. And the United States is proving why they're tough in basketball and in baseball. And that's the bottom line. However, I want to talk about Simone Biles. I want to address the Simone Biles issue. As many of you know, Simone Biles is pulled out of most of the gymnastics competitions. What's going on with Simone Biles? People have been asking me. Well, it's not a physical matter. It's a mental matter. Everybody's saying Simone Biles is the goat of gymnastics, and they expect her to do the best that she can. Is it because of the issues with Dr. Larry Nassar some years ago? We don't know. But Simone Biles, guys, Simone Biles is only a human being. There's only so much she can do. She needs to focus on her mental health, because there was one time she was actually suicidal. And I found that out. I just found that out. I've seen videos of it. She decided to pull out and focus on her mental health, which, in a way, is a good thing. Because if she was to try to go out and compete for gold medals and try to compete for all the glory, the fear that we would have that with Simone Biles, I'm afraid she would do something really stupid. And there's a drug that she is on that is banned from the country of Japan. And she had to go without it, and I think and it's starting to show a little bit. So Simone Biles has decided to pull out of a bunch of competitions to focus on her mental health. That's her business. But she wants to focus on herself. And I'll say this. My hat's off to her. And besides, she's already a legend. She's already done everything that every gymnast has dreamed of. She's won gold. And I'll say this. Simone Biles, you're doing the right thing. Because if you were to try to do this without your mental focus, you'd be in a world of trouble. You could have done something really stupid and hurt yourself. And I think that's what she's trying to avoid. And I commend her for it. And she still has the love of the United States, at least from this America. And we've seen Americans show appreciation for what has happened. And I'm seeing very grateful Americans during these Olympic Games. There may be a few that are not grateful. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But a nation is a proud nation. We know how to get, the United States knows how to get a job in the knows how to get the job done in the Summer Olympics. And it's showing now with 59 medals total. Now the Chinese may have more gold, but we've got more combined. And that's all that matters right now. Well, folks, before I go, I do need to make a quick announcement. I am going to be doing something on Friday this week. I have another commitment on Friday. So with that being said, I just want to let everybody know that the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Kickoff Show will be Thursday night. Has been moved to 12:30 a.m. this coming Friday. I'm going to get you ready for the weekend. Now you're thinking, Scott, why 12:30 in the morning? It's very simple. I have another commit. I am going to be doing something very special with my family. I'm not going to mention what it is right now, but I'll let you guys who want to look at my Facebook post, you'll find out what it is. But I just want to let you guys know, I'll be here 12:30 a.m. Friday morning. I know it's going to be the wee hours of the morning. However, I have decided to go this route instead of trying to do a show, because with what I'm doing on Friday, I'm going to be gone all day. I may not be back till about 6, 7 o'clock Friday night. We don't know. However, I just want to let you guys know I have not forgotten about you guys who watch me on YouTube every week. And I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. Now, I know Friday morning I didn't have the weekend kickoff show because of the trade deadline. But I want to thank you guys who tune in every week and make this show possible. And you guys make this fun for me to do. And I want to thank you guys for being there for me and being my friends. And that's all I have to say about that on this night. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. I will be back Friday morning at 12:30 a.m. That is 12:30 in the wee hours of Friday morning during the overnight to get you ready for the weekend in the sports world. And I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. Have a good night. I'll see you guys 12:30 a.m. Friday morning. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Goodbye, everybody, and I thank you.